Greetings and salutations, map birders, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Avalon LaFay. What happened last time? We didn't do much. We caught up with what Mash is currently doing. Apparently the goblins that caught her think she's the child of prophecy because she can actually fight. We got an insight on what's going on with the clan heads of all the fairy clans. Tamlin Tristan met up with us and Castoria, and she didn't kill us on sight, which is a rarity for her apparently. Yeah, I think it's all the story notes. Oh, Tamlin Tristan apparently also says Aurora is super suspicious. Like, as like a two-faced kind of way. So, I'm gonna assume something's gonna happen. Because, F the fairies. They're all awful. The fact that this kingdom has lasted for 2,000 years is amazing. Alright, so let's get into it. Gloucester, section 4-3. Oh, I think I selected all my Bonsi, so it should be faster to find now. An invitation? Of course I've already got one. What about it? Guess you'll just have to unveil your grand magecraft another time, Altria. And for oh wow. My throat got super smooth, I couldn't make the voice.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to procure any formal dress, but since Oberon's is so, dazzling, I think we should be able to get in as part of his entourage.
Of course, Murray's something of a friend of mine. We'll have some of the best seats in the house. So no, getting in won't be a problem. The problem is what happens once the auction starts. The bidding on match won't start until the very end. At which point, I'll be able to offer up to 70 million more pounds. It's all counterfeit, of course. But it should be fine as long as no one works that out tonight. The real problem is whether it'll be enough to outbid any other prospective buyers with odd tastes. Usually, 70 million more pounds would be more than enough, but given the, product, things are probably going to get ugly. If things get bad enough, I could have to put up my whole Welsh forest as collateral.
70 million more pounds. That's enough to buy a mansion and a butler to take care of it. And you're worried it still might not be enough? Just what are they saying about this product anyway?
Alright, I'll tell you, but try to contain your surprise. They're saying the fairy is supposedly a traveler from another world with an iron weapon. And the new child of prophecy. Hey, wait, hold a minute. Wait a minute. Good evening, ladies and gentle fairies. Welcome to Gloucester's auction house. Why put off until tomorrow what you can have today? Who cares about clan pride when you can boost your own brand? We know what you want, which is why we are once again proud to present a wide array of items sure to pique your interest. Have you taken a look at our catalog? Have you found any items that speak to you? Wonderful, wonderful. I can see you're all enthralled by our selection. Then, let's get right to it, shall we? We hope you enjoy this latest Lady Murian production.
It's starting. I see. So you say you bid yourself, huh? In most auctions, the buyer quietly holds up a sign, and an agent then bids for them. But it looks like agents aren't allowed at this auction, so we have to shout our bids ourselves.
What is it, Oberon? Did you see the third item up for auction? It's one of Shakespeare's unpublished manuscripts. Maybe it's flotsam that drifted here from proper human history. Man, now I'm really curious. Maybe I'll waste just a little money bidding on it. No, what am I saying? I have to bid on it!
Oh, no you don't.
Oh, oops.
We're only here for one thing, the Child of Prophecy. Besides, if you bid on something now, they'll notice your cash is counterfeit by the time they get to her. Just do your best to resist. If you want an original work from a famous artist that badly, I'll make you something myself.
Whoa, really? I didn't want to be the one to bring it up because I thought it would be a bit gauche, but now you're saying it's okay? Okay, Da Vinci. I'm gonna hold you to that. Just let me know when you need me to pose for my portrait. You're really enjoying this, aren't you?
I can see this place is nothing new for Oberon. I feel a lot better about this, knowing that. Okay, I'm just going to sit quietly until our auction comes up. Besides, I don't want to stand out too much, anyway.
And now, it's time to introduce our last item of the day. I'm sure you've all heard the rumors. This is the treacherous rebel who posed a threat to our High Queen. The child our beloved and still promised would save Britain. This brave child attacked Camelot with an iron weapon none had ever seen before, crawled out of the great pit, and even made a miraculous return from the nameless woods. Is the prophecy real? Is this child our savior? It's time for all of you to see for yourselves. I give you our final lot number, the Child of Prophecy!
Huh? What? Grandpa?
Well, excuse me, the hell out of me for being old. Wait, hang on, who was that? Say that to my face, why don't ya? Easy there, ladies and gentle fairies. Please, let's all take it easy. This man's attitude may be as foul as his mouth, but his magical energy is truly impressive. What's more, he's a gifted craftsman capable of forging wares that put all blacksmiths of Norwich to shame. And since the Child of Prophecy was supposedly apprenticed to a superb artisan, even Lady Murian agrees that there's a 20, no, 30% chance that this man is the Child of Prophecy. Shut up! How many times do I gotta tell you? I ain't the goddamn Child of Prophecy! Muramasa Prophecy, 30% chance to do that. I'm Senji Muramasa, a lone servant. Now let me out of this cage, damn it!
I don't know what's going on here, but that's definitely Senji Muramasa, the foreign god's disciple. What's he doing in Britain? And why is he up for auction? You know that man? Oh, then does that mean he's not MASH? No, he's definitely not MASH. But he's also not a stranger I can abandon. A servant. So he's a servant too, huh?
I see. So that's why. Fairies here don't know what servants are, and they can't tell them apart from fairies. So we have a servant who came from another world, with an iron weapon, who defied the queen. No wonder they thought he was a child of prophecy. But he's not. This is practically fraud.
So what do we do now? The bidding's already started.
We save him, of course. Got it. Leave it to me. Luckily, everyone else seems caught off guard, too. So 70 million more pounds should be more than enough. Let's start with 1 million and take it from there. The bidding starts at 1 million more pounds, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 4.5, 5 million. Lady Altria's party is now in the lead with a bid of 5 million more pounds. Do I hear 5.5?
Why do you use my name?
Don't you think it's a bit more, it's much more, yeah. Don't you think it's much more exciting that way? The Child of Prophecy, buying another Child of Prophecy? That's one for the history books.
Avalon?
That's 5 million more pounds, going once, going to 10 million. I hear 10 million more pounds. Things are really heating up now. Do I hear 11 million? Oh crap, forget it. I see where this is going. I'm out.
20 million. I bid 20 million more pounds. Oh, enough of this. 70 million.
What are you doing, Altria? Don't you just lay all your cards on the table at once, bidding in a bidding war. That might not have been a great move. 70 million. I hear 70 million more pounds. So, to the party of
100 million more pounds. I don't know what kind of Novo rich clan you come from, but you have no business being here. The day someone like you outbids me is the day all of Britain falls, so obviously, it's never ever happening. Oh yeah? That's what you think. In that case, I bid 101 million more pounds with Oberyn's land at collateral.
Are you nuts? My land won't even bring 10 million. Uh-oh, I'm afraid I can no longer make a call on this auction. What say you, Lady Murian? Which one of these buyers has the more certain purchasing power?
Very well. Step down, auctioneer. Difficult decisions like these are mine to make. Whether genuine or not, the fact remains that the Child of Prophecy is the main draw of tonight's auction. Whoever buys him must demonstrate not just wealth, but standing. So at this time, I would like to ask both remaining bidders to please come to the stage. Ah, so that's how it is. I'm glad you understand how these things work, Murian. No one has more standing than me. Looks like the new money's headed for the executioner's block. Ah crap, we've been called up to the stage? This is unheard of for an auction. Is this just how they do things in Gloucester, Oberon?
No, I've never heard of anything like this before, either. Damn it, Murian, what are you up to? Altria, I'm sure this is some kind of trap. It's best if you just stay in your seat. If you go up on that stage, you're going to regret... why is Altria's chair empty?
I'm afraid you're too late, Oberon. She already took Barrows Draco's hand and headed for the stage.
Damn it! Why did you have to pick now of all times to develop an impulsive streak? Well, here I am on the stage now. For some reason.
I need you to fight beside me. But please, I don't want to do this alone. Then let's start with you, Lady Spinel. Or should I say, Tamlin Tristan? Yep, that works. I am the daughter of High Queen Morgan and the artist of blood. I am the fairy with the most gorgeous dresses of all. I am Tamlin Tristan, the one who will one day own all of Britain. Well, your turn, little girl. Go on, share your pathetic name with all of us. Oh man, it's the fairy we met earlier. What do I do, Beryl Draco? I can't believe she's a Tamlin, and she's Morgan's daughter too. I swear, why do these things always happen to me? See, I knew you couldn't do it. But hey, of course you couldn't. What fairy could ever compare to me, anyway? You put up a good fight, but you're still just, hey, you're that girl. Okay, I'll be nice and let you off. Then allow me to introduce her instead. This fairy comes from the village of Tintagel, and will turn 16 this year. This miraculous child wields magecraft she taught herself, just like our queen did, and she also managed to slip a dragnet laid by Woodrose himself. Please take a good look, everyone. That is the staff of selection she holds in her hand. Her name is Altria, and she is the genuine child of prophecy. Uh-oh. What's more, the attendant beside her is a visitor from the outside world. He is the traveling star who will guide the child of prophecy, the other light that will save Britain. His name is Beryl Draco, and he is a human and master from proper human history. What? She knows about Beryl Draco too? No violence, please, Lady Tristan. The bidding is not yet over. Now that you are both here on the stage, you both have an obligation to try and complete your bids. But, unfortunately, Tamlin Tristan and Altria, the child of prophecy, you are equally matched. Neither of you have an edge over the other in wealth or standing, so these can't be the determining factor here. You think she and I are equally matched? What are you, blind and stupid? I outclass her in every conceivable way. Strength, beauty, elegance. It's not even a contest. What say you to that, visitor from another world? Who would you say is worth more, Lady Tristan or Lady Altria?
Altria.
You're dead. You hear me? Dead. Very well then. How about magecraft? Both of you practice magecraft, which is considered pretty useless in Britain. Magecraft itself may be nigh worthless, but fairies who use it are rare and valuable. And here we have two of them, the High Queen's own daughter and the child of prophecy. Since both these children are equally matched, perhaps they can sell this bid with magecraft. After all, they both consider magecraft to be something truly valuable. So surely, a display of their magecraft will show what they are both truly made of. So, you want me to kill this shit stain with just magecraft? Works for me. I'll play along. I was planning on ripping her apart sooner or later anyway. If you're...
Oh wow, that already cracked.
If you're the queen's daughter, then you probably grew up in a fancy castle and never wanting for anything, huh? Then there's no way I'm losing to a pampered brat like you. So what if you're a Tamlin? We country girls are a lot tougher than you think. That's how it goes when you eat fresh veggies every day for your entire life.
Well then. Probably go with Atlas. Invisibility, cooldown, and debuff remover. That's probably the safe bet. Okay, so we're at 50% now. I guess might as well pop all the boss, right? Maybe I should start with Buster. Okay, I'm gonna save her NP. So I'm just gonna, like, do an all chain. Just try to get the most damage while building stars. Well then. Well, let's try that again. Okay, so I need invincible like every turn then. Okay. So I guess you only get one hit off of her NP. Alright, let's try this again. But I think it's like a permanent attack up. Yep. Okay, so lesson learned. She needs to have her NP up for the entire fight. So we maximize damage here. Okay, she got a crit up. Alright, and then we NP. Go for the arts. That gives one hit of invincible. So we're only taking 2 hits. And then next turn we use... Oh, I should use Osiris, like, during first turn. Wait, what? Okay, I guess. Now we just beat her down. Cool. Those are lucky grits.
No fair! That didn't count! I wasn't ready that time! This is my actual power. I have plenty of Magecraft if I just went back to the castle. Magecraft was built on hard work and safe and steady effort. You couldn't have used so many things here at once. You could have used so many things here once you ran out of Magecraft trinkets you had on you. For example, this carpet that would go up in flames at a drop of a hat, or those lamps you could turn into bombs with a little magical energy. But instead, you just threw up your hands as soon as you ran out of those tools you brought with you. Really? Now listen, and listen good. You are at least 100 years too young to learn Magecraft. Why don't you start with parlor tricks? Yes! Nailed it! You freaking bitch! That's enough. We have a winner. As Lady Altria's maidcraft is superior, she will be the one to purchase the suspected child of prophecy. This concludes tonight's auction. Thank you all for coming, and please take care on your way home. That goes for you too, Lady Tristan. I suggest you hurry back home sooner than later. As I recall, you're supposed to be behaving yourself in Darlington tonight. I suspect even the High Queen would be cross with you once she heard you were actually here in Gloucester. You're taking the child prophecy's side, Miriam? Now, Lady Tristan, I'm helping the High Queen save face for making you a Tamlin. I can clean dirt off my auction hall floor easily enough, but the High Queen's dignity is not so easily restored. You see, some fairies are bound to take issue with your selfish antics and lose respect for the High Queen. I'm sure I don't have to tell you how fickle fae folk can be. And I, for one, would rather not increase Knocknarab's numbers. Fine, I'll go then. Next time, Miriam, you'll have to come see me in Camelot. As a fellow lover of art, I'd love for you to take a look at my collection. Oh man, it's finally over. That was so nerve-wracking. I thought for sure we were all gonna die. But that girl actually beat Lady Tristan. I can't believe it. She's not taller than me, and she has about the same amount of magical energy as me. But she carries herself with so much dignity. She's amazing. Unbelievably amazing.
Did you hear a voice coming from backstage too?
Sorry, no. My nerves just caught up to me, so now my knees are knocking and my ears are ringing. Still, I couldn't just sit back and do nothing. She may have been dozens of times stronger than me. But the way she was acting, when she called herself Tristan, well, I just started seeing red. Yep, I never expected to run into the second Tamlin already. But hey, at least you won your magecraft battle against her. That was great. The only problem now is...
Huh, I'm back to normal now. The cage is gone. How the hell did that work?
Our newly freed compatriot, Muramasa. I didn't have time to tell you and Oberon this before, Altria. But while Muramasa here is also a heroic spirit from the outside world, that doesn't mean he's on our side. He's a disciple of the foreign god, which means he's working against proper human history. So he's your enemy, Bel Draco? But didn't you call him Grandpa earlier?
That's because he's the grandpa. Don't bother explaining. We've just had a few other run-ins, that's all. I ain't exactly mortal enemies of these people, but we ain't exactly friends either. We just keep running into each other, for better or worse. Ain't that right, Bel Draco? If you want to fight me, I'll fight you. If you don't, that's fine too. I'll even brew you a cup of tea if you would like. Like they say, even chance acquaintances are divine ordinances. Anyway, I gotta say, girlie, between that staff and that outfit... That was a hell of a show you put on. You really nailed that last line of yours, too. I gotta say, you British mages are a real breath of fresh air.
Thank you. Bear Draco. What's with this guy? He looks so young, but acts so old. He's also got a terrible aura about him, but I don't sense any hostility from him at all. Okay, just hang on, Muramasa. This doesn't change the fact that you're a threat to us. So, for now, let me just ask you this. How did you end up in that cage?
I could have kept this to myself forever and died happy. But I suppose you got a right to know. Alright, I'll keep it quick. After you people left Olympus, the foreign god gave me a new order. Told me to infiltrate the British roll spells and take care of this king. She also said something about how this place was still growing when it wasn't supposed to no more. Rasputin had his hands full with something else, and we couldn't get a hold of Limbo. So I made my way here and broke into the big castle at the Lost Spells Center alone. Those damn Linwutses were so taken aback that I didn't have any trouble making my way to the throne room. But just when I was about to take the queen's head, someone crazy strong flew in at me out of nowhere. The next thing I knew, I'd been knocked clean out of the throne room. I tried to fire her off in the air, but she just swatted me down into a big hole outside the castle. She also punched a bunch of holes in my spirit core in a couple of seconds it took before I fell into the hole. A normal servant would probably have died about, 12 times from that. But unfortunately, the foreign god did something unnatural to my body to keep me alive. So I woke up later, still kicking. Once I was able to move about again, it took me 3 days to crawl out of that hole. I had broken my sledgehammer during the fight, so I stopped by a village with a blacksmith and spent another 3 days there fixing it. On my way home, I got lost in some weird woods and wandered about aimlessly for another 3 days before I collapsed. Then I spent another 3 days in captivity after some unsavory fairies found me unconscious near a road. After that, they sold me to this strange city, where I spent the last 5 days talking and showing off what I can do with a forge. So, there you have it. Embarrassing as it is, I still ain't done nothing of note here.
Are you kidding? You just making it to Morgan's throne room is incredible. In the 2,000 years of the era of the High Queen, no warrior has ever made it all the way there before.
Yeah.
And you're an experienced smith too. The catalog said you could make anything.
Well, yeah.
But you're still a bad servant, huh? I guess we'll just have to kill you here then.
It isn't a servant's action to date that determine whether they're good or bad, Altria. Servants are basically mercenaries. All that matters is who they currently have a contract with, and what they're going to do next. Who are you? Another servant? I'm Oberon, and yes, I'm a proper human history servant who was summoned to Britain a little before you all got here. Seiji Muramasa, was it? It sounds like you want to take out Queen Morgan as much as we do. How about we team up, just until we defeat her? Yesterday's enemy is today's friend and all that. Besides, don't you think it would be better for us to put all our wood behind one arrow, so to speak? Good point. I doubt I'll be getting any other help out here. Sounds like a pretty good suggestion to me.
What do you think, Bail Draco? I know Senji Muramasa is one of the foreign god's disciples, but he's also always been relatively reasonable. This alter ego version of him might not be the same guy that helped us out in Shimosa, but he's still the same person at heart. I don't think he's the kind of guy to go back on his word.
I'd be thrilled to have his help, but what about you, Altria?
Huh? You want this old young guy to come with us? I'd love that. Blacksmiths are never bad people, you know. Putting Altria's curious blacksmith fangirling aside for the moment. Are you sure you're okay with this, Muramasa? I mean, we're not exactly friends with the foreign god. You don't think she might consider this a betrayal? You won't just suddenly explode or something?
What? No. The hell do you take me for anyway? Besides, this ain't a betrayal at all. I'm just a swordsmith who accepted a job from the foreign god. Loyalty ain't part of it. Hell, if I owe anyone a debt, it's that girl over there. You saved my bacon, so now I owe you. The child of prophecy, yeah? I've heard about you. If you just want me to stick around till you defeat the queen, I'm game. It doesn't even conflict with my contract with the foreign god.
Yay! Muramasa joined our party!
If you're all done, can I say something now? Thank you for bidding with the Gloucester Auction House. Now then, our proprietor would like to extend her congratulations on your purchases while we take care of the financial side of things. So if please come with me. I'll take you to Lady Murian, Lord of Gloucester. She's expecting you at her mansion.
Nice to meet you, Altria. And you, visitors from proper human history. That was such an exciting battle. Now I know what the new hot trend will be. The next hot trend will be. I'll call it convenient necessities you can make yourselves. Simple, fulfilling, magecraft items for good luck. Hehehe. It's going to be the most plain Jane trend in Gloucester history. Oh, did that not go over too well? I figured there was no way a bunch of broke ass. Yeah, excuse me. Oh, God. That came out of nowhere. Broke ass, powerless, small time fairies and humans wouldn't be feeling nervous after being summoned to the home of the most charismatic producer in all of Fairy Britain. So I thought I'd offset the tension and make sure you liked me by greeting you a little more cheerfully than I usually would. But I guess it just goes to show that I shouldn't be too quick to leave your comfort zone. Then again, you do only get one chance to make a first impression.
Oh man, she's giving me serious BB vibes.
Yes, hello, I'm Marian. I don't need to keep going, right? Anyway, it's a pleasure.
Whew. Thank goodness you're back to your usual self, Murian. I was beginning to think you'd been body snatched. What the hell was that? Are you turning into a Moors or something?
Don't be rude, Oberon. I'm a perfect fairy lady, and I always will be.
Oh.
That was just me going above and beyond. I've been so excited to meet the human from Proper Human History who isn't bare gut, you see. My fey eyes might not be what they used to be, but I can still make out auras. You're Beryl Draco, yes? You're just as darling as I thought you'd be. If it looked like all you outsiders were like Beryl, I'd be killing you right now in a fit of rage. But I'm relieved to see you have perfectly decent auras about you. It's enough to give me hope, if just a little. Thanks. But we're still trying to wrap our heads around this situation. So, you know about Proper Human History, and you're welcoming us here anyway? Do I have the right? Don't make me laugh. I'm not afraid of Proper Human History. I'm sorry, that's not quite right. It's not Proper Human History that worries me. It's you, Chaldeans. From what I've been told, you've been to all sorts of other worlds. So first of all, I'm going to learn for myself exactly what it is you plan on doing in Fairy Britain. Though I already have a pretty good idea thanks to what Muramasa told me. Muramasa? You told her about us?
Hey, I never dreamed we were gonna end up working together. So yeah, I told her about what happened in Olympus after she interrogated me. But just a little.
Interrogate you? Is that how you saw that? And here I thought it was a lovely tea party. I mean, I suppose I might have had a teensy bit of trouble containing my excitement. After you told me all those fascinating things about the foreign god, the trees of emptiness, the cryptors, and the alter egos, but even so.
You call that teensy? So, is it not true that the Wing Clan are the most mild-mannered of all the fairies then? No, they are. Or at least, they used to be. But there aren't any mild-mannered Wing Clan fairies left anymore. Not after...
Oberon?
Oh, right, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Please, go on. My fair Butterbur princess.
It's okay, Oberon. You didn't interrupt me. Muramasa did. Bear Draco, I just want to make sure of one thing. You do mean to leave this lost belle alone, yes? Your business here is only with Queen Morgan, since she was foolish enough to go after Olympus. And Chaldea has no intention of attacking Britain itself. Can you look me in the eye and swear that?
I wish I could, but I can't. At least right now.
I see. Not the most eloquent defense, but a well-considered one. So, you're still trying to figure out who your real enemy is, and what it is you hope to acquire here. I understand. You haven't even met Queen Morgan yet. Of course you can't make a final decision now. Very well then. Normally, I would capture you all here and present you to the Queen. But instead, I'm going to hold off on making a decision for now. Much the way you are. As long as Chaldea leaves Britain alone, Britain itself alone, I won't get in your way. So you're welcome to keep enjoying your sightseeing in Britain. As for you, Late Altria, have you memorized Ansel's final prophecy? More or less. Let me see. I shall speak now of the future of the end of the Isle of Mystics, which came to be known as Fairyland. Let the innocent return. Here stands the Queen's a noble castle. We require now only a little more patience. After 2,000 years, the dawn shall bring the king who will be our salvation. She shall be the child who saves the world, who binds both peoples together. A city of iron, a sea of soot. When the calamity recedes, her pilgrimage begins. Ring, ring, like raging thunder, like weeping flame, let us hearken to the 6 bells ringing. I think that's how it went, right? Let's say more or less. You left out some key bits, but you got the gist. Oberon, are you really sure this is the child of prophecy? I mean, she hasn't even been able to weaponize her biggest selling point.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I think she's got a few important points down. As far as the two of you are concerned, the only important passage is the last one, since you're the guardian of the bell tower right above us.
The bell tower? You don't mean... I sure do. One of the 6 bells describing the prophecy is above us right now. And I believe you found one in Salisbury too, didn't you? Wait, are you saying you didn't come here to ring the Gloucester bell? Well... we actually came here looking for someone. A human girl named Mash. Mash? Sorry, but no one in Gloucester has ever even spoken that word before. Are you sure she's not in another city?
Okay. I thought one of your usual crew was missing. What happened? You get separated and come to Gloucester looking for her?
Well, yeah. I mean, we heard there was gonna be a fairy with an unusual iron weapon being put up for auction. How are we supposed to know that was gonna be you?
I guess I have to take some of the blame for that. I should have looked into this more closely. I could have at least found out if the fairy being sold was male or female, if I just snuck into the auction hall.
As if you could pull that off. My auctions are extremely well guarded. Not even an ant, nor a single drop of blood could get in without detection.
Good point. After all, it has been a few hundred years since you established your doctrine, or maybe objective is a better word. That nobody's allowed to use violence in Gloucester, isn't it? But anyway, let's get back to the bell, Marion. How come you're being so cold to Altria, even though you believe she truly is the child of prophecy?
To be honest, I'm disappointed. Queen Morgan may be a great ruler, but she is excessively cruel. It's not just the annual existence tax, it's the way she treats humans and how she oppresses every fairy who isn't part of a clan. It's the way she fails to handle the calamities, the way she monopolizes the flotsam, the laws that keep our society a pale imitation of human civilization. In the last 100 years alone, she had all of Darlington moved, followed by building the National Slaughterhouse Theater. She's always been ruthless towards those who defy her, but she's gotten even worse ever since she appointed Tristan as her successor. Oh. There was a time when I thought she would be the ruler who would finally rid Britain of the calamities. But now she's just a witch intent on turning Britain into her personal plaything. That's why we, have been waiting for you, Lady Altria. But you just don't look the part. I can't see you being the queen like this. It would be one thing if the other clans were on your side, but neither the Earth clan nor the Wind clan will be willing to make moves as things stand now.
Oh, so you're not going to show us to Gloucester's bell then?
Not now, at any rate. I'm the Lord of Gloucester. I have a duty to keep safe. If I were to lend you my support now, Lady Altria, it would be seen as an act of revolt against the Queen. Not even my Fey domain would keep us safe if that happened. If she wanted to, Queen Morgan could easily dispel it. So please come back to Gloucester again after you have grown stronger. I don't care what form the power takes. It could be connections, or magecraft, or funding. I'll take anything as long as it leads to a way of defeating the Queen. Remember, Altria, you are the Fey folk's star of hope. The chosen child of prophecy who will save Britain from its long twilight.
So, we have to get stronger and come back.
That's right. So I hope you will please do your part to help her, Bail Draco. You're an odd old hand when it comes to beating up bad guys, right? I mean, it sounds like you've done lots of times before.
Yeah. My eyes are getting tired.
Okay, Marian. I get that you're not our enemy now, and I'm grateful for that. But what I don't get is why you're going to all this trouble to help us. Even given what you already knew about us from Muramasa, we're still outsiders who in some ways pose as much threat as Queen Morgan. Yet you already seem to have a deep trust for Caldia, or rather, for Bail Draco. And that just doesn't add up. Is there something else you're not telling us? Something I'm not telling you? Of course there is. In fact, this is a perfect time to introduce her. As you may have guessed, I've had another foreign guest who told me all about you Caldians. Come on in, Lady F. Let's see, I think her true name was... Koyanskaya. Tamamovich Koyanskaya, Princess. Good day, my dear Chaldeans. I'm so glad to see you all doing so well.
Yet another new outfit?
Stop that, Bail Draco. Please calm down. Didn't I already tell you that I won't abide violence in Gloucester? Besides, she's an important guest of mine. A business partner, really. She means Britain no harm, and she has no intention of interfering with Caldia either. After all, under most circumstances, she wouldn't even be here now. The only reason she's still here is because I insisted she stay after she tried to leave. And why did you do that? Because she's an excellent bodyguard. It's a shame she's so money-grubbing, but her combat prowess more than makes up for it. I especially love that she holds her own against the Moors. This way, I don't even have to bow down to and scrape to the Fang Clan or the Tamlin.
I see. I was told we lost contact with you after you took Barrel Gut off to who knows where. So now you're picking through Britain to sell stuff? What are you playing here, Koyanskaya? Did you get tired of waiting for the foreign god and Caldia to off each other? And decided to show your true colors now that the foreign god's shown up?
Oh no, nothing like that. The foreign god and I are on equal standing, you know. I'm still not exactly sure what that god is, but I'm sure our contract clearly states that neither will interfere with the other until our goals have been achieved. Suffice to say, I've never been in the same position, or shared the same perspective as you three alter egos. You, Lord Rasputin, and Lord Limbo are all servants summoned by the foreign god. But I'm a servant who manifested under her own power, so I'm free to do whatever I like. I'm only staying here now because I found Lady Murian's proposal appealing. I have no interest in this British Lost Belt. Or in you, Chaldeans, who are apparently determined to get yourselves killed by sticking your noses in where they don't belong. Or in whatever Queenie is up to, or in Fairy Britain's humans, for that matter. I do hope I've made myself clear.
So you're not going to do anything bad here?
Why, no, of course not. This world is already in such bad shape. There's really nothing for me to do. Please don't rile them up, Koinskaya. We were just coming to an agreement. I swear, why do you always paint yourself in the worst possible light when you have so much beauty to offer both inside and out? I expect to be working with Chaldeans in the future, so please do your best to get along with them, okay? Oh, very well. If that's what the client wants, that's what the client shall get. So, on that note, Bear Draco, Lady Da Vinci. I know we've had our differences in the past, but here in Britain, we're both on proper human history's side. So I propose we let bygones be bygones and focus on accomplishing our respective goals. Or at least, until you're reunited with MASH. Doesn't that sound fair, Barrel Draco? You're not wrong. At the moment, we definitely don't need any more problems than we already got. If you're willing to leave us alone, we'll do the same for you.
If you ask me, we should cut her down now and be done with it. But I guess we couldn't get away with that in front of Murian anyway.
I really don't really know this lady, so I'll go along with whatever you all think is best. A wise decision, everyone. Very well then, I'll continue to enjoy my latest pleasure trip here in...
Well, I, for one, hate your guts.
It's Oberon, right? I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch that.
Shut up. Don't talk to me. Every word you speak feels like it's rotting my ears. Murian, I'm saying this to you as your friend. That thing is an abomination. Your trust is completely wasted on her. I'd wash my hands of her now if I were you.
Well, that couldn't have ended much worse than it did. You must have done some really heinous things to them, Koinskaya. Oh, absolutely. Between wiping out Lord Gordon's team of mercenaries occupying Chaldea's headquarters and turning its personnel into ice cubes, I'd say they came by that hatred honestly. But I don't know anything about that Oberon servant. Who is he? He doesn't seem to be from Fairy Britain. Oberon just showed up in the Welsh Forest about 2 months ago. He's a heroic spirit from proper human history. Ah, yes. I guess that makes him a servant. Anyway, he likes to call himself the Fairy King, and he usually spends his time performing shows in cities around Britain. I got to know him before, when he came when he first came to Gloucester. At first, I was thrilled to have found a fellow Wing Clan fairy, since he looked so much like one, but...
I'm sorry. I don't have to tell you this, but it would be dishonest not to say anything. I know I may look like a Wing Clan fairy, but I'm not. After all, your clanmates are already... But hey, never mind that. You're the Lord Gloucester, right? Then please, I need you to give me an unsecured loan. The fate of the whole world depends on it.
Well, as you saw, he's a very bright and cheerful character. More of a jester king than a fairy king, really. He's also the one who told me ahead of time that the Child of Prophecy would be coming here. I see. Hopefully he just has keen instincts, but either way, it's probably better to squash annoying bugs like him at the first opportunity. Oh, I just remembered. I should have had my hands on one of those stories from the past you've been looking for soon. There aren't many fairies left who remember what things were like 2,000 years ago during the Fae era. But luckily, I managed to track down a book one of Camelot's Spanish librarians had me keeping secret for ages. It should get here soon. You know, I'm surprised you're so interested in our history, especially when it's completely different from proper human history. Is there something useful you're hoping to learn from our past? Oh yes, absolutely. My objective is to find demonic beasts that don't exist in proper human history and put them to work for me. I have the ability to replicate fairy creatures of any size and shape and incorporate their data into my body. Though unfortunately, I can only command up to 9 big ones at a time. I originally came to Bryn to secure a 6th tail. But now, I'm staying because I'm fascinated by the story of how Fairy Bryn came to be. I'm only sorry I unwillingly caused you to dip into your funds, Lady Murian. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm used to being quite the avid researcher myself before I became the Lord of Gloucester. I used to spend hours holed up in the library against my father's wishes, absorbed in the legends of Ask. I was a total bookworm, or at least until the Queen let those barbarians torch the whole place. Then, are you going to revolt against the Queen once the Child of Prophecy has grown stronger? No way. The hope of all Fae Britain, the Fae folk, Britain's savior? While I never had high hopes for the Child of Prophecy to actually bring an end to Queen Morgan's reign, I won't deny that I've occasionally entertained the possibility. But now I find out she's nothing more than some pathetic common fairy? Her magical energy is average. She's neither especially beautiful nor large. She doesn't even have her own Fae domain. There's no way a fairy like that could possibly save anyone. I should have known the only one I can rely on is myself. It's a shame I ended up letting Senji Muramasa go after all the time I put into him. But as long as I have you helping me, I don't need the so-called Child of Prophecy at all. No, I think I'll just use Caldia and the Child of Prophecy. Ideally, I'm hoping that disgusting human mage actually manages to take down one of the Tamlin. If just one of them falls, there'll be nothing holding Knocknarab back any longer. Queen Morgan, Knocknarab, the Child of Prophecy, and Baron Draco. No matter who's left standing, I'll have plenty of game pieces to play with.
Yep. Can't trust a fairy as far as you can throw them. I don't think you can throw them very far because they have wings and the aerodynamics would be horrible.
Damn it, Oberon! Why'd you have to ruin our precious chance to speak with the heaven of the clan?
That might have been the coldest "you need to leave now" I've ever heard. I understand why you're upset. I'll admit I behaved kind of childishly. But I'm not going to apologize. I only said what needed saying. I loved it, Oberon! It takes real guts to say something like that to that fox woman's face. Well, maybe not guts so much as thick skin. Either way, it was impressive. You'll have to tell me some tales of your escapades later. I'd bet you've got some real whoppers.
Are you sure we shouldn't be at least try to apologize? I don't know about me, but Marion seemed like she was willing to help out Claudia. Or at least spare Draco. Oh, don't worry about that. Marion never had any intention of helping us out. Really? Oh, right. Now that she has Koi and Skaya.
Yup. She's got a trump card she can use however she likes. So now she has no more need to team up with us, or to carry water for the Child of Prophecy.
I see. Then I guess I'm pretty much useless here, too. Oh, hey! Oh, there they are! Hey! Wait up! Oops. You guys are with the Child of Prophecy, right? Where's she now? Is she gone? Did she already leave for the next city?
Of course she did. She's not gonna stick around here waiting for Woodrose and soldiers to come after her.
Man, I was really hoping to see her in person. Not that I blame her. I mean, she's the Child of Prophecy. Is there something I can do for...
Well, that's okay. At least we can give you guys these gifts for her. It's not much, but please take it.
We always believed the Child of Prophecy would appear someday, so we've been saving what we could for when the time came. We're sorry it's all small change and cheap stuff like old clothes, stones, and tree roots. But this is everything we can do for her right now. We think it'll be at least some use. So please make sure she gets it, okay? Okay, I will. I think the Child of Prophecy will be thrilled to receive this. Yeah? Yeah, we think so too. You guys make sure you keep her safe, okay?
Wow, it's a small amount of gifts. Can those metal arms of yours carry it all, Da Vinci?
Of course. You have my word. I'll get everything back to the carriage safe and sound. Well, that was nice, huh, Altria? Sure, they might not have realized it was you. But that was living proof that even the fairies in Gloucester are pinning their hopes on the Child of Prophecy. You're right. And with this many materials and magecraft goodies, we won't have to worry about keeping Baron Draco fed for some time.
Well, while I wish we could have spent a night here to enjoy more of what Gloucester has to offer, The fact that the lower class fairies here know about the auction incident now means that the Queen's army must know about us too. So I'm afraid we can't stay here much longer.
I guess that's true, but we still haven't found any new leads on MASH.
If Murian hasn't heard anything about her, then aren't any leads here to find. And since it seems no one in Salisbury or Gloucester has seen her, our hands are tied for the moment. Let's not forget we're also wanted for that ranch incident, so we have to be careful not to be anywhere the Queen's soldiers are likely to nab us. So I think we should stop looking for her ourselves and head somewhere safe, at least for now. Sorry, I have to ask, would it be suicide to go to other cities? Yes, it would. That goes for Salisbury too. It's too dangerous right now. So instead, what if we kept looking for a match via different means? You guys can lay low, and in the meantime, I'll go around to different areas looking for information on her. Just because you guys can't look for her now, doesn't mean I can't, after all. Give me 3 days, and I should be able to find out all the latest news in Britain. After that, we'll know where to go next.
Okay, but in the meantime, where should we hide?
Don't worry, I've already solved that. In fact, you can say the land out here is why I thought to make this suggestion in the first place.
So we'll be camping out for a while, huh? Then we'll have to look for an out-of-the-way campsite. Don't worry, I'm great at pitching tents, and I can also put up all the different bounded fields we'll need to keep undesirables away.
Really? That's great to hear, but you won't need any of that this time around.
Huh?
Oh, now I see. Sorry to steal your thunder, Altria. But we really need to play it safe here, so I'm afraid you'll have to wait for another time. Alright, let's get going to my secret base. See that forest over there, past the western hill? That's the Welsh Forest. It's a place that's long been abandoned by fairies and humans alike, where old, dried-up things go to rest. And it's the personal domain of yours truly. To Sheffield, I guess. Fragment. Sheffield 1.
There it is, Annis. That's Sheffield, the biggest city hub in all of northern Britain. What an incredible citadel! Is that a castle up there on the hill?
That's right. It's the only place with ramparts like that, apart from Camelot. Did you know there's something special about Fairy Britain's ramparts? They're also bounded fields. The fairies that built them take a lot of time making sure they come out just right. Basically, nobody can get past these walls except through the gate. If the gate's open, you're free to pass. If it's closed, nothing's getting through. Those are the rules these kinds of walls are built with. Plumbing and windows aside, as long as you can keep a gate protected, everything inside will be safe. They say Bogart's the one who had all this built, including the castle.
Bogart? Is that the Lord of Sheffield?
Sure is. He's also known as Bogart the Braggart, and Bogart the Loveless. He didn't just lose the battle to decide who would lead the Fang clan. He's also so unruly he got kicked out of Norwich.
So he was once in the rank to lead the Fang clan? He must be quite the fairy then. Braggart. Braggart speaks for herself, But why is he also known as Loveless?
Because he swore off marrying for love, and now only takes human women as his wives. Every fairy he married in the past all hate his guts. The only reason he lost his mana battle with Woodrose and his money game with Spriggan is because his wives betrayed him. When they were done with him, he didn't have any place left to go. Ever since, he's only taken human women as wives. Says that at least slaves will never betray him. So that's why he's called Bogart the Loveless. If you ask me though, I think he still wants love. He just doesn't trust it anymore.
I see. It sounds like he's been through a lot. But that just makes the fact that he still managed to build an amazing castle even more impressive.
You really have a thing for castles, huh, Annis? Maybe you really are from the upper class world then. Is anything coming back to you yet? It'd be great if you can at least tell us where you're from.
Now, I still can't remember anything from before you all saved me. But I do get the feeling I had something very important I need to accomplish.
Well, of course you do. You're the Child of Prophecy. You're the Tam Lin who's gonna keep us all safe. The one who's gonna save Albrin.
I hope you're right. I've seen so many different sides of Bryn all on the way here. I know it's been less than 10 days since we started traveling together, but I've seen enough to know that it's a beautiful, beautiful country. If this power I possess really is meant to keep this country safe, nothing would make me happier.
Hey, Wag, Rob, we're gonna have to go through the checkpoint soon. This is our last chance to let her go. I say we call it go-between and get this over with.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to go into Sheffield right now. But then again, we've also come this far. It wouldn't hurt to stick together for a little bit more, right?
Huh? Aren't we going to introduce Annis to Bogart, Rob? And then, of course, we gotta go into the castle.
Fine. Just do what you want. We only started being merchants because we couldn't cut a siege. This is the kind of merchant was always gonna be too rich for our blood. And so, the ferry's cart stopped in Sheffield. At this point, Mayor Draco was still sleeping in the Nameless Woods. And Da Vinci had just become acquainted with Mike, the pub owner in Salisbury. And so, this other child of prophecy made her way into Sheffield. None the wiser that they were in the midst of a rebellion against High Queen Morgan.
That little girl is the Child of Prophecy? Yes, Mr. Bogart, sir. We're sure of it. She's got iron armor, an iron shield, a dangerous-looking iron pipe, and she's strong enough to smash boulders. Please don't ask us where she came from. That's her secret to keep. But we're positive Anna's here as the Child of Prophecy who's gonna save Britain. So we're hoping you'll treat her well and appraise her accordingly. Idiots! Did you really think you could put one over on me? That girl's no fairy. She's a human. Huh? Anna's is human? Huh? Oh, haha. You're joking, right? Right. She's just got so much magical energy as a fairy. Besides, no human could possibly be that strong. Not necessarily. It's very rare, but there are some humans who are also fearsome warriors. That girl there does smell like a fairy, but she also has just a whiff of human about her. You must think I'm a fool if you really believed you could pawn such defective merchandise off on me. Here in my city of Sheffield, lies are no better than criminals, and frauds a crime punishable by death. Guards, arrest those merchants and have them hanged. You can throw the girl in a prison cell.
Yes, sir.
Beep! Save us, Annis!
Ah!
I'm sorry, but please stand down. Also, Rob and Warg are not liars. I can't remember anything right now, so I don't know if I really am the child prophecy or not. But if they believe I am, then that's what I'm going to be for them. If you're going to treat them like criminals, I insist you treat me like one too. Hannes!
How is this girl so strong? Get the Fang soldiers over here. She's too much for us alone. Whatever you do, keep Lord Bogart safe.
Hold it. No need for that. This girl means us no harm. It seems you weren't pulling a fast one after all. Very well. I'll hear you out. Go ahead and give the merchants their payment. Now, what is your name, brave girl?
Oh, Rob and Wag call me Annis. It's a lovely name.
Annis? Oh, do you generally make a habit of eating children? No? Then forget about going by Annis. You there. Are there any guards who can still move?
Yes, sir. The others are still numb from that earlier attack, but I think I'm more or less recovered.
Take this girl to Habitrot's tailoring workshop. Then when she's ready, take her to the royal chambers. I've never seen a woman like this one before. Well, I'd rather she had more meat on her bones. That attack of hers was a sight to behold. Today's your lucky day, girl. You will be my partner tonight. Once you cleanse yourself, you are to wait for my arrival this evening at my 62nd bride.
What? You're taking Annis as a bride?
And so, she came to the fairy who would serve as her final bastion. The workshop of Habitrot, the ever-cheerful fairy beloved by everyone in Sheffield. Happy Cat, please don't be mad, Happy Cat. I know you've already got a lot on your plate, but Lord Bogart has a new job for you.
And you think putting around will make me say yes? I've already told you not to bring me any more work. I didn't come here to stitch together armor and spears and bags. I came here to sew dresses, damn it. Do you have any idea who I am? I'm Lady Goddamn Habitrot, the greatest dressmaker in all Britain. Excuse me. Bogart said I was supposed to get changed here? Right.
Happy Cat, did you finally lose it? I mean, you've always been kind of a mess, but...
Alright, finally, a job worth doing. At last, my wedding has paid off. Don't tell me, Bogart wants to make this girl an outfit, right? I'll have it done in less than no time. I mean, just look at how cute she is. That sells it. I'm making her my bride. Bride? Does that mean I'm going to be marrying her and Bogart?
Oh, don't pay her any attention. This fairy has always been a little off. She just showed up not too long ago after we started looking for a fairy who could make brow dresses. She's definitely good at her job, but she's also pretty, well, weird? Old-fashioned? Unflappable? I'm still not sure she fully understands what we're rebelling against Morgan here. Still, she is good at her job. She's always claiming she's a friend to all brides or something.
That's me. I'm Habitrot, the spinner, professional seamster. This fairy is all about helping blushing brides before the big day. But never mind that. I'm all set to get started, so let's just take your measurements. Hey, I wasn't talking to you. Go on, get out of here. Give us some privacy. And tell Bogart he'll have to wait another day. He always thinks these things the way less time take. He always thinks these things take way less time than they do.
Got it. How about some milk? Should I bring some later for some by later?
Of course, I deserve a reward for all my hard work, after all. And don't forget to heat it up. Hi there, young miss. It's okay. You don't have to be scared. This is all happening so fast, you must be totally bewildered, huh? Well, don't worry. I'm on your side. After all, I'm Habitrot, friend to brides with bright futures ahead of them everywhere. No more stuffy iron armor for you. I'm gonna make you the best dress ever. Thank you, Happy Cat. I'm Anis. Oh, right. Bogart said I'm not supposed to use that name anymore. Is Anis the name of someone special to him? Anis, huh? Yeah, that's definitely not a good name for you. There used to be a scary fairy called Black Anis who went around abducting and eating children. You don't need a name like that. Let's see. Pardon me. Ah, I knew it. I'm gonna call you Mash. You're alright with that? Okay, I hate to say goodbye to Anis, but Mash sounds fine too. But why do you pick Mash? Cause it's written on your shield, you see? It's right here on the inside, in chalk. Oh wow, you're right. And in such big letters too. I can't believe I never noticed before. So you're responsible enough to write your name on your things, but you forgot your own name? That's funny.
And so, she regained her true name, but only in the most superficial sense. It would still take some time before she returned to being Mash in both name and soul.
Okay, now that your measurements are all done, it's time to get to work. Oh, do you have any preferences when it comes to color and stuff? I know your armor's mostly black, but I bet you'll look great in white.
Habitrot began happily cutting away with her scissors. And the next day, the best time of Habitrot's life came to an end.
There, all done. You can open your eyes now, Mash. Go on, take a look in the mirror. This is wonderful, Happy Cat. I love it. It's easy to move in and warm and so very soft. It almost feels like I'm wrapped in stars. I can't believe I'm getting such a lovely outfit so soon after I got here. I must be the luckiest bride in the world. Morning, Mash. That's great. I'm so glad to hear that.
And now, our story begins in earnest. For the time being, the girl was no longer a shield bearer, but a lady, the envy of everyone. Thus began her days of splendor and delight, easily one of the few and most peaceful times in all of Fairy Britain. At least, for the short time it lasted before Sheffield's castle was razed to the ground. Good old Fate and NTR. Natsu knows what up. From the moment the first rays of morning light lit the sky, Sheffield's Castletown was abuzz with excitement. Overnight, rumors of the Lord's new lady, the knight in iron armor, had spread in a flash. They said she was more than a match for both the Black Dogs and the Moors, and that she was even stronger than Bogart himself. More on that later.
Did you hear about the new lady yet? They say she even sent Lord Bogart flying, and he was still a blow from Gawain. Isn't that amazing? The merchants who brought her here say she's a child of prophecy. If that's true, we might actually be able to get back to Norwich.
Oh yeah, I got a peek at her in the castle yesterday. She's definitely the real Child of Prophecy. You can tell she's no ordinary fairy. There's just something different about her. I thought my heart was gonna melt when she smiled at me. She might even be as much of a beauty as Lancelot.
Heh. You hear that, Wagon Winky? The whole town's talking about Annis. I mean, MASH. And Bogart paid us a boatload of cash for her. We'll be set for winter this year.
Too bad we can't see Mash anymore, though. I didn't think she was gonna live in the castle. I thought we'd all be together forever.
Don't be stupid. You just gotta be patient. Bogart's bound to get bored of her eventually, and when he does, we take her to Edinburgh. You just know I really gotta learn how to pronounce her name. Riab up in the north would pay even more for the Child of Prophecy.
Oh, come on, not you too, Rob. Wag, I can understand, but you? Mash is just merchandise. Now that we've sold her, that's it, we're done. There's nothing tying us together anymore. I say we leave Sheffield before it's too late. The longer we stay, the harder it'll be to make our escape.
Escape? What we gotta escape, Winky? We got money now, right? Aren't we gonna stay here till spring?
Yeah, Mash protected us. Nobody's ever protected strays like me and Wag before. So, we're gonna stay here until we return the favor. But if you wanna go, Winky, you can go. You're not like us strays who drifted here. You're actually from the land of the Fae. And you're way smarter than us. You'll be fine on your own, no matter where you go.
You're giving me too much credit. The more clever some twisted bastards think they are, the less capable they are of changing what they believe.
Just so we're clear, I do not believe you're actually the Child Prophecy. The only reason I'm letting the townspeople believe different is that it suits me. And let me be clear about one more thing. You have no right to voice your opinion here. I'll need more than power if I'm going to defeat Morgan. And I'm also going to need the grace and dignity of a king. You are no more than an ornament to that end. All you need to do is stand by my side as my beautiful queen.
Yes, Lord Borgart. I'll conduct myself with the dignity of a queen worthy of Sheffield. By the way, did you sleep well last night? I'm very sorry again for how rudely I reacted.
Oh, that? Scratch on me. Don't worry, your pretty little head over it. Now then, guards, I'm going to see how our soldiers' training is coming along at the barracks. Keep an eye on my lady. Make sure she doesn't escape or leave the castle at all, for that matter. Yes, Lord Borgart. Leave it to us.
Cruel as Bogart was, he was an excellent lord. He was also an excellent lord. He spared no effort gathering mercenaries, training soldiers, and reinforcing his ramparts in preparation for the inevitable battle against High Queen Morgan's army. He made sure his army would be strong, because he was sick and tired of losing. Although he was internally driven by his fear of failure, at this time, Bogart was still regarded as a good ruler. Acting dignified. Puffing out chest and putting on airs. Realizing there's more dignity than that.
Lady Mash.
Yes, I'm the queen. Do you have a problem with that?
I know, my lady. So, you're Lord Borgart's wife, right? Which means you're now one of the lords of Sheffield, right? Well, with all that in mind, I have a favor to ask you on behalf of your citizens. We've been getting lots of eyewitnesses reports of Moors spotted in western Sheffield. And according to the merchants who brought you here, the Moors have no effect on you. The Fang clan does have more resistance to the Moors than poison than the other clans, but it still hurts like hell. So if it's not too much to ask, we were hoping we might be able to ask for your assistance.
So that's why you brought me all the way this way. Then I'd be glad to handle this. Since I destroyed part of the castle's walls last night, it's only right I do my part to help. Damn it! How are you so damn cute? But that's not what's important right now. What do you think you're doing, Mash? And what were you what were you thinking, God? Why did things get so bad in the land of the Fae that we have to send Our Lady out to fight? I'm gonna tell Bogart about this, you know.
But it's the duty of a lord and his wife to protect their territory, right? Besides, she's already evil as far as Queen Morgan is concerned, so...
Are you calling my bride evil? Have you even seen how cute Mash is? She's the happiest bride in the world. She wouldn't even catch a butterfly, or pick a flower, or... Why are you wearing your old armor? You didn't rip off my dress, did you? Oh no, not at all. Don't worry, I'm still wearing your dress underneath my armor. It's gonna get all wrinkled. Now I'll have to make a new one. But I can wait until after we're done. We've taken care of this. I'm not gonna make you fight this battle all on your own. I'm gonna be right there beside you. Huh? But you can't do that, Head Cat. If the Moors touch you, all you need to do is have the Moors a little ingenuity. It's not my fault fairies these days can't think for themselves. More importantly, my name is Habitat. I don't care if other fairies call me Habitat, but you're not allowed. Huh? Why only me?
Huh. Let's see. Increase MP gauge by... Increase HP by 2,000. She's missing her last skill. Restore HP and apply debuff immune. For a single ally. Ow! That's a lot. Wait, is this... Classic Nash? It is. What a random little thing. Yeah, maybe I should have looked at what her MP does. Playing regen's not too bad. Ah, now I get it. I was supposed to apply the stuff to her. So would Habitat be doing like most of the damage then? Huh. Yeah, we just have access again. That's weird. Oof. 30k crit. Cat chain! So really, it's just a hat. She doesn't have cat ears. Okay, I should probably save the invincible skill for the end when they NP. God, so much curse. Okay, I might call it a day after this fight. Because we are kind of hitting the 2-hour marker. I know. Well, we're hitting the 11 o'clock mark for my time. Oh, right, I can pop the invincible. Right! I forgot the thing had a battery on it. It's been a long time. I don't get why they gave us so much HP for like a story fight. A story fight that you have no control over. Mash chain. Okay, at least crit once. Sure to wish there was more like cleanse. Man, just a lot of mash chains. So, during the entire time that we were literally sleeping in the forest, Mash was on this entire adventure in Sheffield. Man, we really wasted a lot of time. No wonder we can't find her. Man, it took a while. Ooh, I just realized it's 11 hard Mash. This is why I hate fighting. All that work for almost no reward.
That was amazing, Habitrot. I've never seen another fairy move like that. You think? Well, we artisans do need to be able to complete complete surprise rush orders in a single day. Me, I can make a new bridal dress in the time it takes the sun to set and rise again. That's why they call me Happy Cat the Speedster.
I can't believe what I just saw either. No wonder Lord Bogart holds you in such high regard. Did the Wing Clan make that spool of yours? But wait, besides Murian, the Wind Clan died out 1,200 years ago.
Murian? As in Game Master Murian? Huh, I didn't know she was still alive. Or maybe she passed the name on to her daughter. Well, whatever. Now that we've taken care of the Moors, how about you? How are you going to show your appreciation? You going to treat us to the kind of yummy lunch we deserve? I know we're not allowed to enjoy eating when Bogart's... What? I know we're not allowed to enjoy eating when Bogart's... But that wouldn't be a problem in the castle town.
Of course! I've been wanting to introduce Lady Mash to everyone anyway.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Lord Bogart did say I wasn't supposed to stand out.
And it would be fine. He won't be back until nighttime anyway. It was a big slog coming all the way here, right? Coming all this way, right?
So it's only right we make the most of it.
And the fairies of Sheffield love human culture, so they're not prejudiced against humans at all. Trust me, they're gonna love you down the pub. They'll be happy and you'll be happy and I'll be happy. Exactly. Besides, Lord Bogart prohibits us from treating humans like slaves. He says it's only fair since we've all been banished. So we really are equals here. Honestly, I don't know what we would do without our humans. In fact, there's one human woman in particular I'd like to propose to myself.
Huh, is that so? I guess Sheffield really is all about freedom then.
And here I thought he was just talking big about not doing things like Queen Morgan.
I'm sorry, you said you were all banished?
Oh, you mean you didn't know? This place used to be a ghost town until 100 years ago. It wasn't until Lord Borgar and the rest of us rebuilt it that Sheffield became what it is today. We used to all live in Norwich, at least until its Lord, Spriggan, has us banished. We wandered around for a long time with nowhere to go until we end up here. Which is why we can't just abandon Norwich now. We might have been banished from it, but it's still our hometown. So if the Queen isn't going to do anything about the clammy pool building up there, we will. That's why Lord Borgas is revolting against her. He wants to save Norwich before it's too late.
Shortly before nightfall, the time of day known in your world as twilight, the girl stood alone atop the castle walls, looking out over the land of the Fae. At the Isle of Britain, beautiful and lonesome, as it stretched out under the endless twilight sky.
What are you doing here? Have you forgotten the way back to the castle?
Oh, hello, Bogart. The scenery here is so nice, isn't it?
You will refer to me as Lord Bogart. I will not tolerate disrespect. And yes, of course the view here is nice. It's so I can see any enemy forces that attempt to invade my territory. Though I suspect you and I are using the term nice very differently. This was the battlefield. In fact, the bloodstains have only recently faded.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Not when I still don't know anything about this town.
Does this...
Yes? Did you say something, Lord Bogart?
Never mind. Does this scenery truly seem nice to you? Even with all these desolate hills as far as the eye can see, in a world ruled by fairies rather than humans?
Yes, it does. It seems wonderfully precious. There's something very forlorn about the scenery, but something endearing too. I can tell that everyone is suffering here. Rob, Wag, Winky. The people I've met in the other towns, the people of Sheffield, everyone. I don't know what it is that's causing their suffering, but I do know that, in spite of it, they all consider this their home. That they that they want to keep living here, even if it's hard. If so many people love Britain, I can't imagine it could be such an awful place.
How shallow. This is exactly why humans are so difficult to deal with. Go back to the castle before you distract the soldiers in the barracks. I won't be back until late tonight to talk to Habitrod if you can't sleep.
I will. Thank you for your concern, Lord Bogart. Wasn't that nice of him? Lord Bogart really is a wonderful lord, isn't he? Don't let him fool you, Mash! Good guys don't demand people call them lord! You think so? I thought it was just to keep his reputation intact. After all, he looked very unhappy when I called him lord before. What? That's even worse! Does that lionhead actually think he's some devoted husband or something? You're only married on paper. He's got no right to go around tricking my bride like that. Only on paper? So, our marriage is a fraud? Does that mean I'm actually a wicked woman who's deceiving kind and earnest Lord Bogart with my feminine charms? That I'm both the child of prophecy and a femme fatale like no other? Yeah, maybe you are. No wonder you're too much for Bogart to handle, especially since he's hopeless against anyone who doesn't detest him. You're practically his natural enemy. Man, Bogart's predecessor must have gotten up to some real bad stuff for him to be in this predicament. Huh? What do you mean? He's hopeless against anyone who doesn't detest him. Oh, that? It's all about fairies' most fundamental desires and unique traits. Humans' emotions change all the time. One moment they'll want to be loved, the next, hated. Or they'll want to protect someone one moment, then hurt them the next. But fairies' desires are much less mutable. In Bogart's case, he uses his rational mind to keep his violent impulses in check. So he can't make full use of his abilities unless he's both hating and hated by someone. Basically, thanks to who you are, it's impossible for him to be too aggressive. Thanks to who I am. But I still don't know who I am. I don't remember anything about my past. I didn't even know my name until recently. Before I came here, before Rob, Wag, and Winky began calling me the Child of Prophecy, I had no idea what I should do, or even what I was supposed to do. No, for that matter, did I even have a self before I lost my memories? What do you ask that? There's only one thing I've learned from losing my memories. There's something missing in my heart, like there is a hole right through it. All the fairies I've met have a purpose, something they intrinsically seek. Some of them help others for money, some of them hurt others for money. But I don't have anything like that. Whenever I try to help someone, I always end up realizing the same thing. What is it I want right now? What is it that drove me to help them? I don't know. It makes me feel very empty inside. I have a heart, so I know I can't get away with this forever. I don't think I was ever even aware of that emptiness before I lost my memories, but now I can't help but notice it. After all, I don't have any memories left to cover it up. Something was missing in me. No, that's not right. There's a gap in me that's long been ready to receive something, but I refuse to try and fill it. I find it very hard to believe that there's anything I can do.
Habitrod blinked in astonishment at the girl's surprised confession. Losing her memories was not all bad. It made her aware of a serious problem.
Well, hey, most people don't really know who they are or what it is they want. They say that kind of thing becomes clear on your deathbed, but for better or worse, we're still alive. You need something to drive you, a goal you can be proud of. That's something that'll also help you learn to love yourself. You said you have a hole through you, right? And you're not trying to find out what you should do as a person. You're trying to find out what you want to do. Maybe that's not the kind of thing you notice when you're already leaning on others. But this journey it's going to be just for you, so you can find it yourself.
Don't listen to her too closely. She's going to bail before this is over. It'll be a long, long time before the girl finds an answer she's comfortable with. For the time being, the fairy's words were just meant as advice to cheer her up, in the hopes that one day they'll form the core that wheels of the wheels you use to spin your own thread.
Whew. Right, and I'm gonna call it a day there, because it is getting late for me, and judging by the rate I read this thing, it's probably gonna take another half hour. So, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time.
Bye bye!